Florence was an art-saturated city, but to the Mafia King of Europe, Leonardo Romano, it was merely another hunting ground. At a private ball held in a restored solar 8th century villa, European elites strutted about in gowns and suits, sipping aged wine. Leo was standing on the villa balcony, watching the Tuscan hills in the distance, a whiskey glass in hand. He was a stone-carved man, broad-shouldered, olive-complexioned, sharp-jawed with an ineradicable shadow of a beard. Power became him, lethal, effortless. But tonight he was troubled, removed from the politics and laughter below. And then he spotted her. A woman in emerald green silk sari, the backless blouse flirting with the sweep of her spine. Her hair loose, woven with minuscule jasmine flowers. A gold insignia tattoo hiding just below her neck, ancient, royal. She laughed, bright and authoritative, her presence making the chandelier lights seem pale in comparison. Leo, to himself. She doesn't belong here. But she's made the night her throne. For the first time in years, Leonardo was curious. No woman ever excited him like this. He turned his glass over to his guard. Leo, get her name. And if you can't, I'll get her myself. Meera Rathore, 29, was the final member of the Rathore dynasty of Jodhpur royalty, even though the title didn't amount to much in contemporary life. Still, in underground networks, her family retained power and force. Her father's death was not accidental. His last letter discussed a hidden vault somewhere in India and the Crown of Suryavanshi that it held, a relic which contained political power that could bring back dynasties or destroy them. Meera's European mission was personal, to find out who was behind her father's death, following rumors that took her to the European underworld. She covered her royalty in armor poised, smart, untouchable. But nothing could protect her from the eyes that followed her on that evening in Florence. It was in a Roman private gallery that Meera was cornered, literally and figuratively, by Leonardo Romano. She was looking at a Renaissance painting when his reflection turned up in the glass. Lie. You admire most the art. But you seem to be studying strategy. She turned slowly, her eyes meeting his. His presence was claustrophobic, in the most exhilarating manner. Meera, you're following me. Lie. I prefer pursuing. Meera. Still sounds like a predator. Leo. Would you like me to play prey? He made her a proposal. His resources to locate her father's murderers, but in exchange for her time, her companionship. Meera. And what do you want in return, Romano? Leo. The pleasure of being the only man to breach your iron walls. She went away with a smile, but his challenge lingered in her thoughts. Days turned into weeks. Leo's fixation intensified. He observed her routine, her favorites, her wine, a bottle of vintage Bordeaux, the delicate floral fragrance she wore. In Istanbul, during a sweeping market celebration, Leo finally caught up. Meera attempted to lose herself in the throngs, but Leo's grip around her wrist spun her into a hidden alcove. Leo. Running loses its thrill after the fourth city, Princess. Meera. I didn't know you kept track. Leo. I've tallied every look, every rejection, every goddamn city. Meera. You don't own me. Leo. And yet here you are, still listening. They locked eyes. The tension was powerful. But she pulled back. Meera. Help me locate my father's murderers. Then leave me alone. Leo. Not a chance. Meera. I'm in this, and in you, for however long I choose to be. Side by side, they tracked the shadows, learning that Leo's longtime enemy, the Vitelli Mafia, had murdered Meera's father, assisted by a Rathore traitor. In Montenegro, they dodged an ambush by the skin of their teeth, finding refuge in a derelict cabin. Rain pounded the windows, both damp, racing hearts. Leo. You should have remained in your palace, Princess Meera, and have missed this lovely life. They battled, not so much words, but the tension that had been simmering between them. Leo kissed her fiercely, hungry, and she reciprocated, equally hungry. They made love all night, wild, hungry, claiming. Morning brought cold reality. Leo learned that Meera had been feeding small information to an Interpol contact, hoping for immunity if everything fell apart. Leo. Did I mean anything to you? Or was I just your bulletproof vest? Meera. You were the first thing that felt real. He walked off, leaving her sobbing in the rain. Months went by. Alone, Meera went back to Jodhpur, tracing the last clue. Under an abandoned palace, she found the vault, and inside it, the Crown of Suryavanshi, a work of gold, rubies, and legend. But the Vitelli Mafia was there, ready to eliminate her. She fought, but was overwhelmed. Bullets sang in the darkness suddenly. Leo appeared, bleeding, ferocious. Leo. Nobody touches her but me. They fought back to back, bloodied but triumphant. Meera. Why did you come? Leo. Because obsession doesn't just disappear. Neither does love. After the battle, during the stillness of dawn, Leo grasped Meera's face. Leo. I'm no king, Meera. But I'll be the war you choose every day, if you let me. Meera. I choose you. War, scars, and all. They left the crown to be kept by historians, so that it would never fall into the wrong hands as a weapon. Leo formally stepped aside from the Mafia throne, transitioning his empire to security and preservation of cultural artifacts, inspired by Meera's mission. On the sands of Jodhpur, under an orange and gold-kissed sky, Leo knelt. Leo. Be mine. No thrones, no crowns. Just you and me, remaking kingdoms. Meera. Yes. To every battle, every kiss, every madness. Their wedding blended cultures, Italian vino with Rajasthani folk songs, guests drawn from both mafia syndicates and royal dynasties. Guns holstered, swords sheathed. For one night, there was peace. Leo. I'm still your devil, Meera. But I'll always kneel for you. Years later, their daughter played in the restored palace, now a museum of their heritage. Leo stood beside Meera, watching their legacy live, not in crowns, but in choices. Leo. I gave up blood for love, Meera, and built a better empire for us.